right, we're going to be looking at the BBs. So we've got BB1, which is characteristics of quadratic functions. When we talk about characteristics, we're talking about what makes something look a certain way, or what makes it what it is. So you have characteristics of your parents, which allow us to know that you belong to your parents. So parabolas or quadratics have certain characteristics. Those characteristics include y-intercept, x-intercept, also known as root solutions, zeros. Also, we're going to be looking at maximum and minimums, axis of symmetry, those kinds of things in this particular skill. So what is the y-intercept? We're looking at where does this function cross the y-axis? Well, it crosses at 0. Here, what are the coordinates of the vertex? So we're looking for either the lowest point, meaning the minimum, or the highest point, meaning the maximum. Well, this has a minimum, so we just go over. It's at 6, -9. So we put 6, and notice it asks for the coordinates, meaning an ordered pair. Next, what is the y-intercept? Well, here we see that it crosses the y-axis at -2. What are the coordinates of the vertex? Well, the lowest point here is 0, 0. What are the coordinates of the vertex? Again, it's the minimum point here, so it's over 3 and down 2. So we're going to put 3, -2. Now, what is the equation of the axis of symmetry? Remember, the axis of symmetry is the line that splits the parabola in half. So if you folded it, one line would lay directly on the other, which means that the points on the quadratic are an equal distance or equal number of units from the axis of symmetry. So here, the equation of the axis of symmetry is x equals, well, what line splits it in the middle? 0. So x equals 0. What is the y-intercept? It's -5. What's the coordinates of the vertex? Now notice, this one has a maximum. So the maximum here is right here, and we're going to look at the vertex there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 0. What's the minimum value of this function? So when we say minimum, think vertex. So the minimum value is where the vertex is found, but we're looking for the y value. So let me write that down. When asked about minimum or maximum, you're going to give the y value. Because remember, the y value has to do with the range. And minimum has to do with low. Maximum has to do with high, which is also talking about range. So the minimum value here, if we look, we could see that the vertex on this is, let's see, -1, -1. So in IXL, or when asked this question, you're going to put in the y value. So we would put in -1, because notice it didn't ask for an equation. It just asked for a value. All right, what are the coordinates of the vertex? Well, the vertex is 0, -4. Ooh, almost got that wrong, didn't I? All right, now, find the equation of the axis of symmetry for the parabola y equals x squared plus 6x. And we've done this quite a bit, so we know that when we're looking for the axis of symmetry, we're going to use the opposite of b divided by 2 multiplied by a. So that's x is equal to the opposite of b divided by 2 multiplied by a. And in this case, we have x squared plus 6x. So we have an a and a b. The opposite of b would be -6 We have 2 multiplied by the a term. We don't have an a term right here, so we know automatically that there is a 1 in front of that x. So negative 6 divided by 2 would be negative 3. So the axis of symmetry would be x is equal to negative 3. What's the y-intercept? Now, keep in mind, when you have ax squared plus bx plus c, your c value is always the y-intercept. So we're just going to type that in. 17 divided by 4. Find the y-intercept in this parabola. Well, there is no c, so we know automatically that would be 0. Find the equation of the axis of symmetry. Well, we've done that before, so I won't do this one for you. You can do this one. As you can see, I've kind of skipped ahead. Here we have a question that says, find the minimum value of the parabola. First off, we know it's minimum because the parabola is smiling at us. We know it's smiling at us because there's no negative in front of the ax squared term. To find the minimum value, we have to find first the axis of symmetry, find the value of that x, and replace the x values with that number to solve for y. So let's see what that looks like. So we've got y is equal to x squared minus 4x. So the first thing we're going to do is find the axis of symmetry. We know that that is the opposite of b divided by 2 multiplied by a. So we've got 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So x is equal to 2. Now we're going to take that information, the x, and we're going to substitute. So we've got 2 squared minus 4 times 2. That gives us 4 minus 8, which gives us negative 4. So y, therefore, is equal to negative 4, which means that our minimum value, which is the vertex, is negative, I'm going to write it this way, 2 comma negative 4. And remember when I said minimum or maximum, they're asking for the y value. So we're only going to put in negative 4. All right. I think now you probably got a good feel of this, so we'll continue on with BB2.